Welcome to Consultaire Inc. and Intralink IQ. To conduct a document review utilizing the handwashing program under the SQF Module 11.3.2, first check if the document title matches the uploaded file name on the dashboard. In this instance, we do have the same titles as the handwashing program. Next, both must have the same document code. For this example, we do have 11.3.2P0. Since this is a template, we indicate the PCQI as the account initials. However, we can customize the code based on the company's initials. For the page number, we use the page XFY format. Ensure that it reflects the current page position and the total page number of the document. Then insert the company logo here, together with the company name, the company address, and enter the designated department. For the originated by section, it can be the food safety, quality assurance, or the quality control personnel of the company. The originator ensures the implementation of the quality management and document control system. Enter the name of the originator, affix the signature, input the position title, and the date originated. For the reviewed by section, it can be the personnel assigned in the Quality Management Department who reviews the drafted document or its revision for accuracy and implementation. Enter the name of the reviewer, affix the signature, input the position title, and the date reviewed. For the approved by section, it must be the person in the C-level management who has approval authority. Enter the name of the approver, affix the signature, input the position title, and the date approved. The revision date is the same as the date originated or drafted by the author. For the effective date, it is the date the document was signed and approved. The publication date is when the document is published for distribution and initiated personnel training. The implementation date is when the document is distributed and personnel training is completed. For the supersedes, put original for the initial issuance of the document. For any revisions, reflect the initial revision date before the current revision. Please be reminded that this section must be properly filled out to be compliant. Now we will focus on the components of the program. First is purpose. The purpose is the implementation of any certification standard or compliance with a regulatory requirement. For this program, it is for implementation with the SQF Module 11 Edition 9 for food manufacturing under Class 11.3.2. First, to implement SQF 11.3.2.1, all personnel shall have clean hands, and hands shall be washed by all staff, contractors, and visitors. 1. On entering food handling or processing areas. 2. After each visit to a toilet. 3. After using a handkerchief. 4. After smoking, eating, or drinking. And 5. After handling washdown hoses, cleaning materials, dropped product, or contaminated material. Second, to implement SQF 11.3.2.2, hand washing stations shall be provided adjacent to all personnel access points and in accessible locations throughout food handling areas as required. Third, to implement SQF 11.3.2.3, hand washing stations shall be constructed of stainless steel or similar non-corrosive material and at a minimum supplied with 1. A potable water supply at an appropriate temperature. 2. Liquid soap contained within a fixed dispenser. 3. Paper towels in a hands-free cleanable dispenser. And 4. A means of containing used paper towels. Fourth, to implement SQF 11.3.2.4, the following additional facilities shall be provided in high-risk areas. 1. Hands-free operated taps. And 2. Hand sanitizers. Fifth, to implement SQF 11.3.2.5, signage in appropriate languages instructing people to wash their hands before entering the food handling areas shall be provided in a prominent position in break rooms, at break room exits, toilet rooms, and in outside eating areas as applicable. And sixth, to implement SQF 11.3.2.6, when gloves are used, personnel shall maintain the hand washing practices outlined above. The second component of the program is scope. The scope of the program is based on the purpose and serves as a guide in defining and describing the layout of the procedure. It includes hand wash basin, hand washing procedure, signage, hand washing, approved chemicals, and water quality. Next is policy. The policies are the rules set by the company as their implementation guide. In all food contact packaging manufacturing areas, employees, contractors, and visitors must have clean hands upon entering packaging manufacture and handling areas. After each visit to a toilet, after using a handkerchief, after smoking, eating, or drinking, after handling washdown hoses, after handling dropped product, and after handling contaminated materials. Also, hand wash stations must be correctly equipped and available at convenient locations for use. Next is procedure. The procedure is the step-by-step process and the actual implementation of the policy. It includes 1. Hand wash basin. Hand wash basins must be provided near pedestrian entry points at each area of the site, with instructions for all staff, contractors, and visitors to wash hands immediately before entering the manufacturing area. Additional hand basins are required where hands could become contaminated prior to working with product. Potable water at a suitable temperature, liquid soap, single-use paper towels, and the means of disposing of used paper towels need to be provided at each station. Hands-free operated taps and hand sanitizers are also required for high-risk operations. Hands-free operated taps can include foot, knee, or elbow-operated handles, auto-sensing devices, or any other method that does not require the user to touch the handle with their washed hands to turn it off. Hand washing soaps and scrubs should be evaluated to be free of allergens. Where alternative methods of hand drying are preferred, for example, high-speed air dryers, they must be justified and their effectiveness validated. Hand wash basins are to be constructed of stainless steel or similar non-corrosive material. Hand wash basins constructed of porcelain or similar materials must be located at a distance from packaging manufacture and handling areas. Second, under procedure, hands or gloves must be washed or changed prior to handling any exposed food contact material. The following are some situations. When entering or re-entering production area for any reason, after handling any boxes, boxed product, or pallets, after handling non-food contact materials, after handling pallet jacks, hand trucks, or any unsanitary equipment. Hands must be washed prior to handling gloves. Hand washing must be always taking place prior to putting new gloves on. Whenever a hand or finger cut requires a band-aid, plastic or vinyl gloves must be worn on the affected hand to prevent food contact material contamination. If the cut bleeds excessively, the employee may be asked to leave work or get out of the production area until the bleeding comes under control. Employees with any bandage must also be wearing a glove if they are in a processing room, even if they are not directly handling food contact materials. Gloves must be changed or washed after handling trash, any boxes, pallets, pallet jacks, hand trucks, or any unsanitary equipment. Gloves must be changed if torn. Fifth is responsibility. The responsibility of the person is indicated. It covers what to perform to comply with the procedure or the policy. For all personnel, shall adhere to this policy. For the food safety team lead, the PCQI or the SQF practitioner, Visually inspect areas for compliance of this policy. Oversee compliance of procedure. Ensure personnel are trained on this policy and procedure. And monitor and take corrective action to ensure compliance of this policy. The supervisors or department heads and team leaders are responsible to ensure and verify this policy and procedure is adhered to, and take corrective action to ensure compliance of this policy. For the quality control personnel, validate training and adherence to policy and procedure. Monitor and document nonconformance observation, also known as discrepancy, using corrective action, preventive action, or the CAPA report. And for the QC or compliance department, document control, records, and archive. Sixth is corrective action. The corrective action is the process of taking appropriate steps to eliminate causes of nonconformities or other undesirable situations. First, train all personnel on this policy and reference SSOPs. And second, noncompliance will require retraining or dismissal from job duties or termination of employment. Seventh is review quality. The review section serves as guidelines for conducting the annual or periodic review. The location and construction of hand wash stations and their use by staff, contractors, and visitors shall be reviewed. Hand wash basins are available for staff, contractors, and visitors. Hand wash basins are located at personal access points and areas where hands could become contaminated. Hand wash basins are constructed of an appropriate material. Hand wash basins have potable water supplied at appropriate temperatures. There is liquid soap available at hand wash stations. There are paper towels available at hand wash stations. There are containers for used paper towels at hand wash stations. There is signage near hand wash stations instructing people to wash their hands. Personnel in packaging manufacture and handling areas have clean hands. Personnel wash their hands on entering manufacturing areas, on leaving toilet areas, and on leaving the lunchroom. Personnel wash their hands after handling products, hoses, or waste, and after eating, drinking, or smoking. Lastly, personnel who use gloves also follow hand washing requirements. Eighth is reference documents. The reference documents are the set of documents used to implement and monitor a program, policy, or procedure. It includes the hand washing policy, procedure, station, wellness log, and monitoring record. Ninth is references. The reference section is composed of guides utilized to implement the program. Examples are the certification guide, regulations, and other widely accepted scientific journals, research, and the like. It must comply with the standard format citation, which can be based on either MLA, APA, or Chicago style, and update the access date. Lastly, history. The history section is where we can update the program if there are any changes or revisions made in the document. If there is a revision, enter the revision number, followed by the revision date, the description of the change made, then the name of the author or the originator. Lastly, the title or department of the author or the originator. Thank you for participating in this document review. Content presented are for training purposes only and are based on the interpretation of standards and best practices and must be customized for your intended use. To fully customize your programs, policies, procedures, forms for records, and lessons for training, you may contact Interlink IQ or Consultier Inc. at services@interlinkiq.com or simply call 202-982-3002. For free access, visit interlinkiq.com.